What are you basing it off of? That they've been
Okay, like model minorities, like Asians who do that shit, Middle Eastern people who do that shit. They do that shit. Like, okay, like Iran, for example, is using black propaganda in their fucking ads talking about they're gonna attack America for revenge for black folk. Dude, they're hella racist in their countries to black folk. Do you know there's maids in those countries that don't even get paid that are black? They're literally gonna be maids their whole life, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds awfully similar to Nazi Germany saying, see how the way people treat you there. I can recognize that people will use propaganda in order to sow division. But the solution to that is not to create more division. I think that fractures the overall goal that we're trying to achieve, which is systematic deconstruction here. You're trying to weed it out in a way that isolates people, isolates coalitions, while also trying to achieve the same goal, which is doing away with these systems. I'd say if you're doing that, you have fewer people to work off of, you have fewer people to listen to, you have fewer people to build that coalition with that can actually affect change.
Yeah, I'd agree. It would be, if we only fuck with black folk, then yeah, we're going to have less people to work with.
I'm saying less people to affect change.
Yeah, we are going to have less people to make a change.
Okay, and you want change. I do too.
I think
your approach towards that is fewer people to push for it.
I think we are enough, I guess. I feel like we have been trying to be teammates with others for too long.
I think you've been awfully quick to create monolithic categorizations of people and their opinions, because not every person wholeheartedly agrees. Not every person who is not black wholeheartedly disagrees or agrees. So it's a little difficult to make this sweeping generalization of our community and other communities and what their position in the world and worldviews are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. To an extent, bro. I mean,
what extent am I wrong?
I feel like you're wrong in the hope that you have, bro.
What are you talking about?
Like, I feel like there's just an underlying sense of like hope that you really still think that the other groups are for us.
I think it is categorically less realistic to suggest that isolation theory would yield better results.
How can you say
challenge
that?
Me on
look
that?
At how can you? Okay, so
wait, what did MLK challenge me on that?
Because I'm going to challenge you. What did MLK say? I fear I may have integrated my people into a burning house, right? From MLK, and we know MLK was manipulated. He was dumb. He just did a lot of stupid shit. And that Malcolm X was the real one. Okay, he wasn't dumb, but we know he got tricked, and we know Malcolm X was the real deal. So I mean, he's gonna say that. Why would I integrate my people into a burning house? Like, that's a deep statement. You have to really think about that.
Was Malcolm X pro-segregation?
Yes.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was not pro-segregation.
What was he then?
His stance was that segregation forced black people to be inferior.
No, it did not.
That was his stance.
Separation dude.
Wait, separation versus segregation is the argument here. He was not pro-segregation. You're advocating for segregation.
Separation
is voluntary. Segregation.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking about. Okay, then I got it confused. And I do mean separation, because I'm not saying.
But the basis that you're arguing off of is segregation.
I'm talking about separation, brother.
But you're arguing segregation.
No, I'm not. Maybe I misstated what I was trying to say, but I'm arguing more so you choose your own thoughts. You choose to separate.
And I'm
not saying anyone's forcing you.
Okay, so you aren't advocating for forceful separation of people.
No, bro. I'm saying it's about people.
I got that. I know, I got that. You have been arguing on the basis of that and suggesting that would yield better results. But in any such instance, how is separation theory proven better?
I mean, you just look at how we've been treated for hundreds of years.
What does it mean?
Like, bro, since since people have found us, they've turned us into slaves.
What's up, Hector? Have turned us into slaves? It's not really what I asked. I'm saying separation here. You're talking about complete and utter unilateral separation from any other races, right?
Yeah, because, dude,
without coalition, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Right. I'm just asking for examples.
Of what? Of separation that works?
Right. Separation that's proven effective in that sense.
I mean, you got like Japan and North Korea, and they're chilling. I mean, they have their birth rate issues, but I mean, every place has issues.
Well, now you're talking about a mono-ethnic or semi-mono-ethnic community here, or state, if we're talking about countries, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're not for that, though. You're not for creating an entire new nation, right?
Dude, I'm just saying, how can you look at these people who, when they found, like, bro, the first time the African people were found, they got turned into slaves, and you want to fight hand in hand with these same motherfuckers who did that shit. Like, what?
It's not the same people. If you're going to say that abolitionists were the same people as the captors, then I would wholeheartedly disagree.
That shit goes way before the Europeans, bro. Fuck the abolitionists.
What?
That shit started in fucking Middle East.
How does that defeat the point about abolitionists versus captors?
But the abolitionists, we don't need it. Okay, how many abolitionists
are there? But you're saying that I'm siding with captors. No, I'm siding with abolitionists. I'm siding with people who are for reform. I'm siding with people who have done away with those systems and would use their privilege to further destroy those systems to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, dude, there's like fucking 3 of those compared to thousands of captors at a time. So why are you gonna fucking put your eggs in their basket?
Wait,
how are you going to put your eggs into the basket that there's enough fucking abolitionists in that group of people?
Because it yields better results.
Bro, obviously not. Look where we are right now.
What is the obviously not? Like the Civil War was black soldiers,
we're still on the bottom,
slaves fighting with abolitionists.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But if this is your argument, you'd have to argue that black.
Bro, do you go on the internet every day? Do you scroll your TikTok page?
Why couldn't I finish my point? Why couldn't I finish that point?
You look on the internet, bro. You see where black people are treated every day on the internet. You see how they're treated IRL.
You keep pivoting to that. It's kind of circular at this point. But you're saying that it was not effective for people to align themselves with abolitionists during the Civil War, right?
I said, yeah, bro. That's not what I said.
So what is the alternative? But that is the logic behind it. That freed slaves, black people, black soldiers fighting with the Union Army, abolitionist armies, were not effective, or would have been less effective than solely black people doing that task.
I mean, okay, at the time that was very effective. I mean,
that's just like a very clear-cut example, right?
I mean, I think things change. I think situations change. I don't think we're in a situation where we need to stand side by side with abolitionists, whoever those are in the modern day, to free our people.
It would be prison reformers today. It would be people who are for police reform as well, criminal justice reform. Those would be modern day abolitionists.
Dude, there's enough black prison reformers. There's enough black police reformers, whatever.
If there's enough, then why hasn't it happened?
Because we have no fucking power, because everyone looks down on us.
Okay, because you need coalitions with people who do yield power, right?
Or we could just say, fuck everybody and fuck them and take the power ourselves.
But you're saying that. How do you take power?
Dude, it takes fucking years and years and years and years, bro. It probably won't be me.
Just break me down. Just break it down for me on year 1 of taking power. What does it look like?
Dude, it starts with fixing. It starts with fucking making money within the community, keeping it within the community, so marrying within the community. Then eventually, maybe a lot of black folk decide to move to a certain area of America. And that area just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger in the black population, but not just any black population, right? This isn't the hood. This is the beautiful areas of the black population. And yeah, one day there'll be enough black folk there to have some power. So.
And that's it?
I mean, shit, bro. I mean, I think it's a better chance than trying to play this.
That's happened multiple times.
Yeah, and what happens?
I think it's
they pull up and they destroy that shit, bro. They pull up and destroy that shit.
But your solution is, well, what you're asking for is a prevention of that destruction, right?
Yeah, we need to prevent that shit, bro. We do. Us.
Okay, and how does that happen? How does that happen?
Taking that shit into our own hands.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Taking that shit into our own hands, bro. Taking that shit into our own hands and not by not allowing any liberal white person in the community, right? Like, not allowing any of these allies in. That's how that shit gets weaker in the first place. You have to just keep that shit very strict.
But how does that prevent racism?
I mean, it doesn't, right? We can't prevent that from happening. But we could protect.
Are we talking about mitigating it, though?
I'm saying, gang.
Are we talking about mitigating it?
In that community, those people in there, hopefully, they will not be experiencing much racism because that is a strong ass community.
Well, everyone can hope for that, but is that realistic?
Yeah, I think it is realistic. You look at, like someone in the comments said Tulsa, but then they destroyed that shit.
Are you a colorist?
Hell no.
You're not?
What the fuck? No.
So this coalition would include black people who do have lighter skin, right?
Yeah, just be black type shit.
May even present white, perhaps? What about mixed race people?
Literally just have a black parent. That's all it is, bro.
Just a black parent, right?
Just have a black parent. And you're good, bro. Literally.
And you're good. Okay. I just don't believe that what you're advocating for is practical, is realistic, and historically has yielded the best results.
I mean, bro, Tulsa, before they destroyed that shit.
Yeah, before they destroyed it. Destroyed is the key part, right? You're talking about preventing said destruction. That's for relegating us. Yourself to the
me and you has
that got destroyed in the first place.
Me, you, and other black men. That's
yeah. They still defended themselves and were still killed.
And that's a tragedy.
How do you prevent that from happening?
Bro, I mean, I don't fucking know, bro, but we need to try.
Almost like building coalitions and changing the minds of these people. But okay. I guess if you disagree with that, then I don't know what else to say.
I mean, you seem like a pretty chill dude, bro. I don't know.
I am.
I'm just saying, man. I just feel like we are the only people we got, bro. That's all.
We're the only people we got? I gotcha. Any other take you've got? He just left? Okay. Told he was colorist towards a dark-skinned woman. Says he was colorist towards a dark-skinned woman, and when he got dropped from his main account, he came back on a backup and said, You're all mad that you're dark and dirty. Is that true? Did you say that? Awfully colorist of you. All right. What is this bullshit? Okay, they didn't connect. Thank Christ. It's not a debate. Oh, shit.
Still do. This is so embarrassing. I need to know how much I need to deplatform you.
Why are you talking to me? Stop talking to me. Ew, go away.
I want to know how much to deplatform you.
Does that sound familiar?
Like if I was to like pay you, like seriously,
hey, stop talking. Excuse me. Stop talking.
What?
Does that sound familiar?
What?
When you invited me to your live, or at least accepted my invite.
I didn't invite you.
Talking.
You joined my stream and said really nice things in my chat.
My invite. When you
Santana did not embarrass me, by the way, Chris.
Hey, stay out of the goddamn
He was
comments.
just angry.
Hey, listen, shut up, okay? You stop talking, please?
Your mic is so bad.
Why is it bad? What are you talking about?
You have MAGA mobile.
Here, I'll turn up my microphone.
Is that better for you? And you grip.
Is that a better microphone for you? Here. How's that sound? Pretty good? Testes, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it sounds a little better.
All right, comments off. There. Stay focused, all right?
Okay, so I want to know why you think it's okay to LARP.
What am I LARPing?
Because you were trying to act like that you're a liberal, and it's really weird. I've confronted your friends on this multiple times. And
wait, when did I act like I was a liberal? I'm a leftist. But a pragmatic.
When did I act like I was a liberal? I'm a leftist.
It's
Put
like
some
the
bass in your voice, girly.
Thing.
Put some bass in your voice if you're going to impersonate me, okay?
I did put it in.
What? Right. Just give me an example. Excuse me. Give me an example of how I was LARPing.
Because you're spreading this false propaganda, and when you know it's not true, so you're trying to act like you're a psychic.
Give me an example. You're giving me a description, not an example.
Oh, well, another thing that you're LARPing as is you're LARPing.
Hey, stop talking. I asked you for an example. This is going to be the last time I ask you for that. You can get the fuck out.
Oh, that's a little heinous language you're using.
No, it's not. I've set my boundaries. Give me an example or get the fuck out.
Okay, I will totally give you an example, but will you stop talking like you're an AI chatbot? I'd really appreciate it.
I'm autistic. I really can't control that, but okay.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I have high functioning
Don't
autism
apologize.
as well.
No. Don't say I'm sorry to hear you're autistic.
Well, it's okay. We're twinning. I have high functioning autism. We're twinning.
Then why would you apologize?
Because it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
I think it's a great thing.
I mean, I don't think it's a great thing. I think that you shouldn't be glorifying it.
Autism is a spectrum. I don't know how you I don't know how you process the world and what your level on the spectrum is.
I process it as disabilities are bad.
No, they're not.
It's quite literally disables us. If we have autism, it's quite literally disabling us.
That's an ableist position then, though. That disability, are people with disabilities bad then?
No, but disabilities themselves are bad. If we have a disability, it's quite literally disabling us, meaning that it's making us less able to do something than somebody else, and that's not a good thing.
Okay, and you are apologizing for autism. What is the inability that I have here that you think is worthy of sympathy?
Since you said it's a spectrum, I'm not sure about you. I don't know like where you land on the spectrum.
Why would you apologize?
Because I feel where you're coming from, and it's not fun having autism.
No, you don't.
It's a bad
because you don't
thing.
know me.
But like
you just said you don't know where I'm coming from.
We're still people on the spectrum, I assume. Not that we kind of experience the same amount of judgment, but like as somebody with autism, it's not like in my position, it's like, why would you want to glorify having a disability? I think it's kind of
because what is this limiting me from doing?
I mean, I don't know what it limits you from doing. I mean,
okay, then I don't need your sympathy. Move past that point. Move past that point because I've asked you 3 times now to give me an example of how I was LARPing.
Yeah, when you were on one of your live streams one time,
be specific.
Yeah, so I'm totally doing that. You just interrupted me.
I don't care. Be specific.
Okay. So when I was on one of your live streams one time, you were like basically telling this one person about how they were like, do you use the word indoctrinate? Do you know what that means?
What was this conversation?
I'm trying to explain it to you, but I don't know I'm trying to use like my wording, but I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I've used the term indoctrinated before, but in what context? So, I don't know this particular conversation.
Do you have like a YouTube?
No. Just give me, to the best of your ability, your recollection of that exchange.
Okay.
Who was this with? Where was this? How long ago was it?
It was with some man. He kind of sounded, I'd say like mid-40s, maybe. Oh, I literally have, because I was in the stream. Literally, I was in the live stream when this happened. But you were basically trying to like say that you were not actually a liberal, and it was like, that's live action role playing. You're like, oh, I'm a Trump support, and they're like, oh, do you support Trump? And you're like, yeah, totally, I support Trump, blah blah blah. When you know,
are you talking about? Wait, that's not LARPing. That wasn't LARPing.
You were trying to act like, yes, that's LARPing.
No, if I was doing a character, I think that's a little bit different. I don't know if you're referring to me putting on a voice, which I'm known to do, character stuff, and almost certainly was with a friendly. Then I was not masking any kind of discussion.
Yeah, you were.
Through that.
You were.
I wasn't.
Trying to live action role play a character that was not you in specific. That's literally what LARPing is.
I think context matters though, because if this was someone who was legitimate opposition who I was LARPing towards, then no, that's not the case. Friendlies, I will come in and do that because I'm asked to do that. You're saying that I came in and was disingenuous with the debate tactics that I used, right?
What you did was they asked you if you were a Trump supporter, and you were like, heck yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, blah, 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 blah. That is LARPing. You are
And then
fake.
I debated them though, right?
Yes, but you are fake.
So I debated them with the positions that I hold, right? I just said for the purposes of a joke that I was a Trump supporter and then proceeded to debate how I usually do, yeah?
Yeah, but you're still LARPing. That doesn't...
It's not LARPing. No, it's not LARPing.
Yes, it is. You were putting on a fake
Making
character.
a quip like that? I don't know what specific instance you've done. I probably said that out of sarcasm, but that's not LARPing. LARPing is if I took a position. Excuse me. LARPing is if I took a position which I didn't hold for the purposes of debate. I didn't do that. I said, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. I actually once said I supported Vermin Supreme, But then I proceeded to debate on the usual topics that I do.
So, but you can admit the fact that you were indeed LARPing.
That's not LARPing. Sarcasm and LARPing aren't the same.
You were pretending to be a character that you did not uphold to in real life. You were legitimately
You just
LARPing.
said I debated how I usually debate.
No, you don't debate. You just spread false propaganda.
Okay, well, whatever. You said that I was spreading false propaganda, right?
Because you indoctrinate the youth. It's really weird.
Can you give me, what was the argument that we were having, you goddamn idiot? What were we saying?
Oh my gosh. This was like 2 weeks ago.
It's 2 weeks ago?
And I
didn't do a whole lot of lives 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
I did not do a whole lot of lives 2 weeks ago, so you'd have to really narrow that down.
I'm trying to think.
Try harder.
My memory's not the best. It's not very.
And why are you here? Why are you making an accusation that you cannot definitively
You just admitted the fact that you did it, and now you're trying to deny that you did it.
Yeah,
So
I know that I've done that, but you're accusing me of something else, which is LARPing. Have I gone into a live and said, yeah, I support Trump. Yeah, I support Vermin Supreme. Sure. If I debated...
You just said that you just did. You just admitted to it again.
Shut up.
That's dishonest.
If I continue and proceed to debate on the beliefs that I support and believe in and the policies that I endorse, that's not LARPing.
You are so
That's also not playing a character. If it was in character, I'd say I'm a Trump supporter, and here's why. Because I hate women, because this, that, and the other. I didn't do that.
1 second. No way.
OMG.
Something
Becky, look at her butt.
Sorry, something just like insane just popped up on my For You page. Oh my gosh, This is crazy. You just got exposed.
I just got exposed.
Yeah. You, Hector, and Erica are all exposed. You guys need to stop this fake propaganda. I will deplatform all of you.
What?
You take a shit? I'm
been
confused.
Exposed?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay, are you done? Okay, are you done? Okay, are you done?
Oh, no, I don't give a shit.
Okay, please back up a little bit. That's a little bit personal that you're doing all that.
I don't care. It's my life and you came here, but oh no, I've been exposed. How, oh dear, how am I going to survive?
Yeah, so you need to just stop all this. Everybody has caught you in your lies and your fake information.
Again, fucking give me an example of what I lied about. I
already did give you an example. And you
That's not a position, though. Wait, no, because you said I was LARPing about positions that I hold. Saying, yeah I support... No. Calling myself a Trump supporter and being facetious out of sarcasm is not a position. That's not a policy that I advocated for or debated.
You're fake.
I'm fake. Give me an example. Wait, no. Give me an example of when I've contradicted myself.
All the time. There's so many. I can't even remember.
All the time is not an example. If I said, fucking give me an example of when the goddamn cat shat on the rug and you said all the time, it's not very specific. You could say last Tuesday. You could say this morning.
Shit on the rug.
Give me a scope. Yeah, I bet you... Never mind, but all right. Listen, if you can't give me an example, all right, what more do I have to fucking talk to you about?
I want you to own up to your mistakes. I want you to own up to your mistakes.
Rage baiting. You can't list the mistakes
and admit that you're wrong.
You can't... About what?
Because exactly, you can't even think of your own mistakes because you're too
You can't dense. Fucking think of... You're making the accusation
way too dense
that I
and you're
made
way too dishonest and disingenuous to admit the fact that you're always wrong in every single situation that you perpetrate on your social media platform. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, so... Give an example on my platform that I have been definitively wrong about that you are willing to debate me on.
So one time you were on this guy, Hector, his live
I was on
stream.
Hector, Jesus Christ, hopefully with consent. Go ahead.
Is there something wrong with men loving men? I'm confused.
No.
You just used that as like an insult. That's disgusting.
No, I didn't. I said hopefully with consent.
Okay, yeah, hopefully. That'd be really bad if it wasn't.
Yes.
So you were on his live stream and it was the episode where he had like this yellow shirt. He kind of looked like SpongeBob And basically what had happened was your friend Erica was up there too. I mean, I don't know if you guys are friends with her or if you surround yourself with her, but basically I seen her up there and she was influencing you to spread false propaganda on matters that were obviously not true.
I'm asking for a specific point that you want to talk about that was false.
You were talking about illegal immigration. You were talking about illegal immigration.
Thank you. Okay, and what was the point that I made that you disagreed with?
You said something about like crimes or something like that.
Be specific.
Yeah, crimes.
Specific. Be specific.
BESPECIFIC. Be specific. I just gave you the thing. It was like crimes.
You said I lied about crime stats. What was the lie, please? While we're young.
You said something about how like illegal immigrants like commit like less crimes or something like that.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, no, it's not. You're just pulling stuff out of your ass.
No, it's not.
That's not true.
They commit considerably less, even of that of legal migrants.
Yeah, so what about the guy?
That per capita.
No, what about the guy that was just
undocumented migrants?
No, listen.
Stop talking over me.
What about the old man?
Shut up. What about? You can point to individual situations. That's not a monolithic pattern or a trend. That's what you're trying to do, and that's fucking dishonest. Okay. As a community, as a metric, they do commit considerably less crime than documented migrants than U.S. citizens. That is factual and measurable.
I don't care about the documented ones. That is measurable
from the 1980s to 2016 on a longitudinal statistic that would support that.
Okay, so what I was going to ask you is that if they like commit all these like less bad crimes, what about I think there was like an 83-year-old man who was pushed into the train tracks.
What did I just say? What did I just say? Wait, what did I just fucking say about individual situations? Because Dylan Roof shut up. Dylan Roof shot up a church, a black church. Is that indicative of white people and their activities in this country?
I mean, white people do tend to, use those weapons a lot.
Is that what I asked? Are the actions
yes, I guess it does really portray white people.
Okay, so when a woman kills her rapist, would you say that that's indicative of women's behavior in crime statistics?
I'd say that's like, period, like you go girl. I'd say that's amazing.
That's not what I asked. I'm talking about in terms of statistics. Is that a representative sample size of how often that occurs?
I mean, it's a representative of girl power.
Not. It's a representative of that individual.
Of girl power.
Okay. Sure, that's not what I'm fucking asking
women's
about.
Strength. Are you against women's strength?
This is a goddamn waste of my time.
Okay, then run away.
It's not running. And I didn't kick you, by the way. But, like, you come on in here, and I get it, you're lonely. Probably don't have friends.
I have my cat right next to me, thanks, though.
Of course you do. I'm sure you do. But listen, you don't have human friends in your life. Very few people. Stop interrupting me. Very few people. Actually, Mods, hit the mute button whenever she fucking yaps. But listen, okay? Very few prospects in your life. Thank you. Very little prospects in your life. Very little upward mobility, it sounds. And it seems as though you have no real prospective future for yourself. So you come on in here, rage bait, attack, seems to be black creators now. Or people you disagree with for no real consistent reason that you can specify. I had to. What Mods? Be quicker with that.
Can you stop with the race card? It's actually really annoying. That's what Hector did.
What is it? What's racist about it?
Basically, what you guys do.
Thank you. Anyway, you come on in here, you rage bait while holding no real definitive positions whatsoever and can't illustrate where I'm wrong. You're saying that I lied about crime stats. Where's the stat that would back up your claim that they commit more crime? Let's start there, jackass.
Yeah, so first I actually want to address your racist allegation.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Because you're defaming me. You're defaming me and that's illegal. I can literally launch a law.
I said you've attacked consistently black creators is what I said. Did I call you a racist? I said you're attacking black creators now.
So no, but what you said what?
Anyway, no, you're going to address what we talked about, which was immigration. Which
I want you to stop calling me racist. That'd be great.
Did I even use the word racist?
You're defaming me. You're defaming me as a person.
That's not defamatory to say that you're attacking black creators now.
She only attacks black people.
Like
Did I say you only attack black people?
Yeah, replay the VOD.
No, I didn't.
Replay the VOD.
I did not say you only attack black people. I said, listen, I have good memory recall. I'd have to end the live to do that. But I just said you've
prove your point.
I said you've consistently targeted black creators now.
Now,
okay, now prove your point that I was wrong.
Yeah, so first I'm going to prove your other point because it's not just black creators, and if you take offense to that...
Stop talking. I didn't say it was just black creators.
Yes, you did.
We're not going to... No, I didn't. I never used the word just or only or solely.
Do you think I'm racist?
Well,
okay, good.
It's a little difficult to tell at this point.
Do you think I'm racist? It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, I do. But anyway, that's an opinion.
Why do you think I'm a racist?
I think you're a racist because you won't fucking leave black creators alone.
If I hated black people, I wouldn't be with my girlfriend. You know that, right?
Wait, no. Now you're using a tokenization fallacy.
No, I'm basically telling you that
having a black girlfriend doesn't exclude your racism. If anything, you're using her to defend it. And
no, I'm saying if I did not like black people, I would not. Well,
but you hold a pretty
Santana was tokenizing
Santana,
Dean.
Erica, Hector, and me. How many white creators can you list that you have consistently been targeting?
Dean, Parker, we have Joey. We have Johnny. We have we had Harry before he stopped going live. We had Chris. We had who else? We had Matt is awesome. I love Matt. I would never attack Matt. Who else do we have?
Why are you attacking me?
Yeah, because you're rude.
I know. I'm a fucking asshole. You came in here and said, I'm sorry you have autism. I have a right to be a dick at this point. But listen, the first time I entered your live, I was not an asshole. In fact, the first 5 fucking times. No, I goddamn wasn't.
Yes, you were.
Interrupted
me constantly. Rude comments.
And then you praised me for the charity
I said you were better than Hector and Erica because all they do is grift.
Right, and I don't. So why are you still attacking me?
Because you are friends with them.
You're attacking me over a position which you disagree with and can't
get better friends. I don't know what to tell you.
Get better friends? Who are your friends?
I have a lot of friends. I actually have a really good amount of friends.
Okay. I don't see any issue with the people I associate with.
Yeah, I totally do.
In that regard, you're calling it grifting? I don't see that issue. Stop interrupting. Stop interrupting me. I don't see that issue in which you are categorizing them as grifters. No, these are people who have consistently done charity work, as myself have done these kinds of fundraisers and are on the ground. I never said you were a grifter. But you are claiming that my friends, the people who I associate with, Erica, Hector, and others, are. And they have been on the ground. They have organized. They have supported coalitions and people in distress routinely. Have you done that in the goddamn fucking 50 fucking accounts you've made?
I donate to animal shelters.
In the 50 accounts you've made to attack creators on this app, have you ever once did a fundraiser?
Yes, I actually have.
When?
Actually, a couple weeks ago, I raise money for animal shelters, or I just donate out of pocket because I have a job.
Have you ever done a live? Have you ever plugged it on your pages? Have you done
on a live? No, I don't really. I'm not really chronically online.
Right. So then, what is fucking different about what the people I support have done versus
because they don't actually donate to charity, you know that, right?
Nothing. Yes, they do. And you don't know that. How do you know that? I do know that. How do you know that?
The only... Oh my god! Hector, leave. You are so annoying. Even just having his presence here is just so... Oh my god.
I know, isn't it funny how you just see this person and automatically you get this visceral response?
That's Hector. I can't take it. He's triggering.
Well, you can go.
I can't. I want to have a conversation, but he's just so annoying.
I just want to let you know,
You're
Jayden.
so annoying.
Mute her.
You are so annoying.
Yeah, so I didn't actually come in here to engage with this child who's just mad that I am a pretty awesome person who makes money off this app. I only just came here because my mere presence pisses her off. So take it away, Jade.
Bro, get off. Leave.
I'll tell you another thing that really pisses her off. And since there's 771 people in here, I need you guys to lock the fuck in. Because I want to make this child rage bait and quit, okay? So what this person really hates is when any creator makes any money off of this app. Jayden's links are in his bio. Every single donation you send Jayden, make sure you put DNC bot and put a random number. I don't care what it is.
Bro.
This person fucking hates that. So I really want you to lock the fuck in.
It is true. And you know what's funny? I actually have not received a single donation with the hundreds of views that I've gotten today. There has not been a single donation that has come in.
You're not a grifter. I never said
you said that I was. You said that I was.
Make Jayden grift again. Make Jayden grift again.
But also, hey, excuse me, how are you defining grift?
Oh, thank you. Well, you're basically you're not a grifter. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
for
Hector's
like Hector,
here. Hector's a grifter, according to you.
yeah.
What is a grifter?
I would like to basically just explain that. I'm gonna refer to him as just the person above me. So basically, what he's doing
you should call him Hector because that's his name.
I don't like to associate with Hector. That's why I was really upset.
Well, call him by his name.
Hector. What he's doing is he's basically putting on like this little act, and he's like defrauding people to basically get them to give him their money, and he's like influencing really bad things on people.
You understand, in Hector's Discord is an entire channel dedicated to GoFundMes and fundraisers and charities, of which I've participated in.
That's good for you. I just don't believe Hector does.
But we're talking about Hector here because you've made an accusation. You've called him a grifter despite the fact that he's been doing the exact same. Okay, but you said I'm not a grifter despite my charity efforts. Why is Hector then?
Can you repeat that?
You said that I'm not a grifter because of my charity efforts. Then why would Hector be one?
Because like it's just like the vibes.
You are a dumb fucking moron.
That's
categorically
really rude.
You have to be one of the dumbest fucking people I've had the displeasure of talking to. You hold no semblance of an idea as to what you're angry about. Shut up is my source, okay? I think frankly, you have to be one of the most pathetic people on this app. And maybe it's my fault for taking in such rage bait, but at this point,
it's not rage
you do
bait.
seem as though
You're
you've become something of a stalker.
How
That
am I
is beyond the
stalking
fray
you?
of mere rage baiting. You've created how many goddamn accounts have you?
I
made
literally
in Dean's
have
name
4.
At this point?
I have 4. I just changed the display
4.
names
And how many
every
of them
week.
have Dean's name?
There's Rabid Dean, there's COVID-19, there's PTS Dean, and then my ADHD
Right, you're
account.
a stalker. You're a stalker.
Yeah, what's your definition of stalk?
What's your definition of grift?
Yeah, but what's your definition of stalk? Because that's actually defamatory. That's defamatory.
No, it's not.
We can get to that. Hey, 1 second, Jayden. Do you mind if I take a moment to sing the praises of the
Hector.
grift?
Oh my
Hey, mute her.
god.
Great, I greatly appreciate it.
You're so
W's in the chat to Kimberly
annoying.
for the 5 to the Cash App. W's in the chat to Facts. What up, Facts? Still matter for the $10 in full support of the grift. Love you, man. I appreciate you. I do want to let y'all know that y'all better be sending the Jayden as well. This is Grift City in this motherfucker right now. W's in the chat to you guys supporting the grift.
He's grifting for you.
Keep it muted. What am I grifting?
No, he's grifting.
He's asking people to donate to me. How is he grifting?
That's crazy. I didn't even ask for that.
Because he's trying to grift off of you. You should not be allowing.
He didn't ask for anything. I'll grift off of him if by definition that's what it is. People, Hector's pay links are in his bio as well, and you should absolutely support him for the diligent work that he's done over the years or so that he's been a TikTok creator.
Donated to a GoFundMe that he had, or Venmo.
And then how the fuck is he a grifter?
He doesn't deserve ever.
So now your position is that people just don't deserve money when they go live.
No, not that. There's some creators that I think really deserve money.
But you're saying Hector isn't one of them.
Yeah.
Hold on. How can you say you donated to a GoFundMe that I hosted an entire live to fund?
Or Venmo.
I'm a grifter. Did you really just say I donated to GoFundMe that he hosted a live for to raise money for this person, and you say I'm the grifter? What?
Because I don't actually feel like that it went to, I mean, like, obviously, that's why I wasn't donating it through a second party, because I knew that you wouldn't actually give it to them. So obviously I used the Venmo to donate. But I feel like that you, as a person, you're just honestly so disingenuous and dishonest, and I'm just getting really bad vibes. Now with Jayden, I don't see like the issue in him that well, because
You literally said that I go on and LARP and lie about my positions and spread false propaganda.
that's what all liberals
Which
do.
is a
You're
which
not
is a
any
double speak,
special.
by the way.
It's
False
not.
propaganda is inherently false.
All
If it's false
liberals do
propaganda,
that.
then it's truth.
All
But anyway,
liberals do that. You're not like any different.
I'm not a
than
liberal.
them.
But you didn't give me an example, and the one example you did was about immigration stats, which I was correct on. You just have a problem. Shut up. You just have a problem with me existing. You have a problem with Hector existing. You seem to have a problem with us existing and making money in that combination.
Because you don't use it in the right way.
I'm sorry.
How do we not? And what is the right way if not?
Do you understand that you could donate to like animal
Hector
shelters?
and I aren't particularly wealthy individuals, and still we utilize whatever funds we get to push for the causes that we believe in.
So why don't you donate to animal shelters?
What Jayden has done behind the scenes. You have no idea the work he puts in to host these lives. You have no idea of the suppression that he's been going through on this app. God forbid the man doesn't ask for a fucking donation. Have you heard his talented ass? All the fucking voices he can do, the knowledge he provides.
No, because I don't really associate with him.
You've been following me.
Oh my god! I don't even follow you.
You have followed me,
Hector. I don't know who you think you're talking to with that attitude, but you're acting like a blonde teenage white girl, and it really just needs to stop. Because here's the thing: is you never actually
he's not acting like you.
Never debate people. You just rage bait.
Hey, stop fucking talking. Okay. Frankly, I'm done. I'm done associating with you. And I apologize for.
Better be nice to her.
That is,
it's been.
Did you tell him beforehand not to do that?
L Jayden, L Jayden.
I didn't give a warning, but yeah, he just kind of took off. And since then, I tried texting him, and he just kind of responds with one-word responses. You know.
Well, we have 970
Okay, well, maybe one of your friends did scare him off. We'll find out. We'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update. All right.
All right, sounds good.
One going towards our friend Liberian Amber, who is facing a very, very disparate situation at home.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update,
also
Lindsay is on the phone,
King 87,
and she wants to call the quiet caterer who stole her heart.
We are looking
side
to keep supporting him.
She met this dude while she was at an event. He was a caterer walking around with a plate of coconut shrimp. They struck up a conversation. She got his phone number and invited him to a dinner party with her friends. Now she thinks that her friends might have scared him off because she had some of those friends who were like, "You touch my friend, you're gonna have to battle with me in the alleyway outside after, so you stay away." Those kind of friends. So that's why she thinks she's not getting a call back. We're about to get him on the phone and find out why love is served up cold right now. Lindsay?
It's literally only been 80-something people the last few times I've gone live.
It's so weird.
Yeah, they aren't like angry rednecks.
Okay, I have your friends painted completely wrong. I don't know why.
I will say it is kind of a ballsy move to invite a guy to a party with all your friends as a first date.
I didn't think of it that way. I thought it was like a low-key kind of first date, but now looking back, maybe you're right.
Maybe not, because you never know. Your friends could be like,
I appreciate what you did.
You touch my friend, I'm going to catch you.
Appreciate that. Not
that's more like your
charity efforts, but what you did for me here.
No.
All right, I'm still trying, but I'll nail them at some point.
I really do want to.
You ready to give him a call?
Prioritize
yes,
these discussions.
Okay, here we go.
But John, hello.
Hello.
You can drop me whenever, man.
Fetus.
Bomb Sim, please.
Shut up. Go away.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak with Kevin, please?
Yeah, that's
spicy.
Me.
Hey, Kevin, how are you? This is Jubal from Brick and Jubal in the morning.
This is how I am.
Like the radio.
Hector, you're welcome to stay or
exactly
leave.
like
that is your
It is,
discretion.
as a matter of fact.
But we like you here,
Okay.
Hector. Why
How you doing?
Here, you know, I see you as something of a brother.
I'm doing all right.
You know,
Well, thank you for
not
listening.
just a black thing, but we get along.
I mean, I don't like listen
a
with
lot of
him.
fun.
I'm sort of just aware you're there.
But no, I mean that. Like, it's been lonely these past few months, you know, and I haven't really had sort of a connection. But with you, I feel like we have a genuine vibe, you know? We get along.
What? You don't think I have a weird vibe?
You do, but I enjoy it.
Let's go!
Because I have a weird vibe. Gummy Joe here. But yeah, I enjoy it. And I enjoy you being here. I enjoy being in your lives, and I appreciate what you do. And let's see who.
You know the feeling is mutual. Sorry for the win.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's take a look here. I hope this is a debate. If you are not debating, please. All right, let's try this one.
Thank you so much, Trina, for the gift.
Oh, he didn't connect. Let's see here. Okay, two of them connected. Hello?
How's it going?
El Predictor and Mr. Joey. You there?
Yeah, we're here.
Joey, you there? Okay. Well, Predictor, can I get your age, please?
26.
Who'd you vote for?
Mr. Trump.
And why should Hector and I be black Republicans?
Because my experience firsthand voting Republican, they listen. They listen to the people who vote for them, especially the one who have a lot of the power and momentum in their vote.
What state are you from?
North Carolina, Iran.
And we're talking about Iran here.
Yeah, but 5,000 sent to Iran.
5,000 Marines to Iran, right?
No, all over the Middle East.
Specific to this war here, right? Towards combating Iranian
this
attacks.
Operation, yeah.
Okay. And was that not a contradiction when he said that we would not be sending people abroad?
Yeah, but that was the case if Iran were to play ball, but if they're not going to, we're going to show everyone what's up.
We're going to show everyone. Haven't we done that already when we bombed their facilities last summer?
Yeah, but Rubio spoke 2 days ago. You can fact check me. He said that they're building it in the mountains.
They're building it in the mountains now.
Yeah, and they've been doing it for years, and they're doing it underground as well. And yeah.
And how confident are you of that? Because previously, in fact, just recently, the counterintelligence official in the administration resigned. Tulsi Gabbard had to pull a statement from her testimony last month, of which expressed that there was no greater nuclear proliferation in Iran. Now we're getting a contradiction. But where does that stem from?
It is unfortunate for me to say I think more attractive women should be in office and in power. But
hey, what the fuck does that have to do with this background here?
Okay, hear me out. I think she messed up just like Christine Nome and Pam Bondi. And I think these women are going to be held accountable. It's sad.
You've got, but where the fuck did that come from?
Well, Pam Bondi got dismissed this morning, and I think women in power, unfortunately.
Do you see what background this is? This isn't the one that I was running fucking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't think he should try
to stay on topic is too much. All he has is immigration and whatever random stuff he can come up with that day. Notice how quickly he drifted off.
Mr. Hector, I don't speak on immigration to respect their platform.
Yeah, you quite literally do.
We were talking about Iran, and you talked about women being hot for some reason. I asked you where that information derived from about nukes being stored in mountaintops, and you said something about women's appearances.
No, I'm just saying she did a bad job, and just like Pam Bondi and Christy Nome, I think she's doing a bad job, and we shouldn't trust her.
But we weren't talking about.
I don't know why you guys are trusting her.
But Trump appointed her.
Yeah, I think people do bad hiring sometimes, and people do mistakes.
Then why doesn't the blame go down to Trump, who appointed people who were inept at their jobs repeatedly?
He takes accountability. Like today, he dismissed her.
The January 6th one, fake elector scheme, held to a long-standing Justice Department precedent of not convicting a sitting president. That's what both judges in those cases stated, and that is why Jack Smith's reasoning for dropping them were. However, they were dismissed without prejudice, so they can be reintroduced. Who else do we got in here? Seeing a lot of friendlies. If you are debating, please hop on in. Yeah. Just gonna add some randos here. You know, it's not common that I have this audience at all. So if you guys are enjoying this stream, let's get up to at least 100K likes. Let's gift. See if we can hit our gift goal of 20 ass-shaking corgis. Looks like we're at 11 right now. And support Hector while he's here. There's a Venmo Cash App in our bios there. And there are GoFundMes as well, which you should absolutely support. All right.
Yep. Don't support me. I'm a filthy grifter. I only care about money. I don't believe in any of the policies and lifestyle I advocate for. And I'm going to use my dirty grifting base to tell you guys to make sure that you tap the screen. Send your daily heartbeats if you haven't already. Knock out some corgis. He has 8 more left in his gift goal. Feel free to subscribe or become a super fan if you'd like to. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost, add it to your story. Comments are engagement, so continue to share your opinions and positions on everything being stated. And of course, check out the links in the bio, not only for the best ways to support Jayden, but the best ways to support all the individuals that he's advocating for as well. Anyway, Dirty Grifter, back on you.
All right. Thank you very much. Tyga, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you debating?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you follow me? So I'm always a little apprehensive towards that.
Oh, I only followed you. I followed you today because I was waiting and there were a bunch of people in the box. I'll probably unfollow you after this. Or I don't know if we have a nice conversation.
Fucking bastard. No, stay followed with me.
Okay. I'm 27. I'm well familiar with Hector. But I like to speak with you. Hector and I have battled plenty of times. So I think that as a black person. Yeah. Well,
Are you black, by the way?
Times. No, I'm white.
I think it was a debate, not a battle. But you're not black?
No, I'm not black.
Okay, gotcha. You said as a black person, but all right. Go ahead.
Okay. Black people should vote Republican if the issues that are important to Republicans reflect their values. I don't think your skin color or your race should have anything to do with, who you identify as in 2026. Now, during the civil rights movement, during the Civil War, there's certain specific times that it would make objective sense to vote a certain way. But I think there's a big problem when one party owns a massive share, whether it's 90%, you maybe have the exact number of one demographic, like Democrats with the black people.
I love that he said objective
Democrats
sense.
Own a demographic?
Yeah, they put in, again, this is as a MAGA person speaking, I think that Democrats literally can put in the most tiny bit of effort, and they will still get 90 to 93% of black people. Even if they just blatantly lie and say, we're going to do X, Y, Z, and they do X and nothing else, black people will show up for the Democrats.
So you said that. Sorry. You said that. Yeah. You said that black people should vote Republican if their beliefs align with that party, and vice versa. However, you're negating the fact that they vote for Democrats for that reason. That there's not some ownership that the party has over demographics, but because their views and policies largely are in agreement with said communities. In many cases, some 90+% of the black community agree with the policies of the Democratic Party. You're saying that they shouldn't support policies that they agree with and politicians they agree with, many of whom are black, by the way. Mm-hmm. That should not be the case. That's what you're saying here. And you're saying that they can put in a minimum amount of effort, which can be true, and still yield electoral results. Republicans haven't put in any effort. Whatever effort they do put in is largely undercut by the rabid racists that they endorse, by contradictions in policy, by efforts towards defunding of various initiatives like education and healthcare and women's rights and reproductive rights and gay rights. Those things impact black people, and in many cases, significantly more so than white people. So why should they feel any more aligned with the Republican Party that does not represent those beliefs?
Well, because I think it's because it's been going on for so long. It's almost like, you follow what your parents do, you follow what your grandma does and your grandpa, and you only look at, objectively. Let's just talk about economics. Okay. If black people were hurt, for the 4 years that Biden was president, that, whatever it is, the gas prices, the pair of shoes they like, whatever, damn, this is kind of expensive. But then at the same time,
they like is great.
Excuse me, let me just talk, Hector. I'm not up here to insult or anything. I'm just speaking off the hip. To save her life.
She should do it because she wants an abortion and or needs an abortion.
If she needs one, yeah, I'm 100% for that. If she doesn't need one,
right,
then that's, kind of disappointing on her end.
You can be disappointed, but why is that your decision to make? Why does your opinion on the matter matter?
Why is it my opinion if some guy is beating the crap out of his newborn and I'm walking at the park? Should I say something? It's not my business.
Yeah, because that's attempted murder.
And so is an abortion when you don't need one. It's the same thing.
Abortion is definitionally and legally not murder.
Right. Sure. So I want to harp on this really quick because I feel like pro-lifers say this a lot, but they don't really know what the fuck's going on. So when you say in a life necessary case, right? What do you think that looks like? Like, how at risk does she have to be allotted the abortion?
Mildly. If something's going wrong and the doctor, if she's just 3 months in and, the father stops talking to her or, she wants to go to school for the semester, she says, I'm not gonna have time for this. This is just, a little too much for me.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, that's crazy.
Do you know how many abortions occur past 12 weeks?
Not very many. I think it's like 20%.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. Majority of abortions, I think it's anywhere from 95 to 98%, happen before the 10th week of pregnancy.
Oh,
so that leaves, yeah. So the cases that you're talking about are few and far between. Okay.
Are you confident in that number?
Yes.
Okay.
Very.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sad all around.
It's sad.
Well, you just look at it's sad that somebody that had that's innocent in nature doesn't get a chance at living. I mean, life's pretty fucking.
Wait,
cool.
What do you mean by innocent?
Especially in this country.
Innocent. They're not a moral agent.
Yeah, they're not a moral agent.
They're not alive, but they're still.
Wait, no.
If something's not alive,
it's dead?
You're still robbing that parasite fetus.
It's not a parasite. It's categorically an embryo or a fetus. Please, let's use terms. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Ma'am, if you do an abortion, it's objectively, and yes, Hector, I'm saying objectively, a parasite in your mind.
No, it's not.
Something that's growing that you don't want.
No.
It's a parasite.
No, it's not. Scientists have literally said this, that pregnancy is symbiotic. It's hell, but it's symbiotic. So you calling it a parasite shows
that's
you don't
even
know what
worse
the fuck you're talking about.
That's even worse that you're denying a chance
a
of living.
symbiotic relationship is worse?
That it's worse for you to unalive it if it's symbiotic. It's like, damn, man, like you guys are riding together. And
do you know what the difference is? The consent aspect of continuing to be pregnant.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's fucking wrong.
Respectfully, I don't know why the fuck you wanted to talk to two men about abortion, but whenever I come on here, somebody who can get pregnant, you have an issue with it. So
it doesn't matter if you can get pregnant or wrong.
It really does,
right?
Because no matter how much I adore Hector and Jayden, they're never going to experience this, and I think my voice should be in the first of the line.
6,000%.
Preferably before me, a black woman, because disproportionately this shit affects them more than me.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any in the box that would like to speak on this, absolutely welcomed up.
Well, I didn't come up here for abortion. I came up here.
You did because you keep talking about it.
Well, Jayden, I do have a question. So I would like to throw the prompt back at you, if I may. Why should a white man vote Democrat?
Why should a white man vote Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
Because of harm reduction, greater harm reduction. There's better economic benefits. Yes.
No, and to other people.
Yes.
Okay. So I should vote. Okay. So I should put other people's interest above my own.
I just said towards you would have your interest plus others in that deal.
So Democrats would be better for me than Republicans. I don't if I only care about
historically, yes. Historically, yes. Do you understand that 9 out of 10 of the last recessions in this country occurred under Republican watch? The economy grows faster and at a greater job rate per month under Democratic watch. That wages grow faster.
What if I told
unemployment is lower statistically speaking under Democratic watches than under Republican? You are better off under Democratic control.
What if I told you that I'm unemployed, currently refusing to work, and the only money I get is from my mother. And I've heard every Democrat talk about an estate tax, wealth tax, a death tax, all these different taxes.
Your mom's not a goddamn billionaire, is she?
No, but they're going to take any money that they want to tax like at 40% or something crazy. So why?
That's the top tax rate, which you wouldn't qualify for.
Okay,
your taxes would be lowered, and you'd be given better incentives within the tax code, such as tax credits, such as disability benefits, such as Social Security being strengthened in Democrats.
I don't take any of those programs.
It's not a matter of whether or not you take them, but should you need them, you would get a better off deal under Democratic policies than not.
So if you ever heard, I've actually heard Democrats say this, they don't come for you first, they come for you later. Is it a reasonable fear that when Democrats say we're only going to take from people that are making 400,000, and then to think, well, hey, if they can do 400, they could do 250, and after 250, they're going to do 175? Is that reasonable for me to think like that?
You don't seem to hold that perspective when it comes to the Republican attacks on the gay community or the trans community.
I'm not gay or trans.
People. I know.
Shouldn't we be
You're also not fucking rich.
Right.
You're also not rich.
Are you white, Tyga?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, obviously. You're a cis, white, heterosexual man. So I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't think you're ever going to be persecuted. Like, respectfully.
Well, I don't want to be persecuted.
Yeah.
Why would I want that?
Neither do women. Neither do black women. Neither do trans people. Neither do gay people. Neither do immigrants. But what you're sitting here doing is you're putting yourself before them. But I promise you, it will affect you in some way.
I mean, Void, that's crazy. I should.
No.
Okay, so I should go against my own interest to help you.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, but it has nothing to do with my politics.
Okay, cool. Wait, it should though, right? Because if you're really, shut up. If you're really a Christian, you would do the things that Jesus taught. And if you would look at the scripture, it says, what you've done to the least of these, you have done to me. So when you're sitting here,
I don't do anything to anybody.
When you're sitting here not advocating for gay people, for trans people, for black people, for poor people, you're doing this to Jesus, the Jesus that you fucking serve. Remember that. And he will turn you away for he never knew you.
Okay,
so up top, ASMR, would you like to chime in on this topic?
I didn't even realize I joined.
Oh, sorry. All right. Thank you.
My duty to vote in the interest of other people above my own. Is that what you're saying, Boyd? I can't do both at the same time?
Morally, yes, it is your duty to advocate for those who are disenfranchised or marginalized.
Oh, of course. I agree with that.
Okay, then. So why the fuck don't you do it?
Are black people disenfranchised?
Yes.
Is this 1962?
Yes.
When black people are getting hung?
Disenfranchisement can take forms in different ways across different generations. Right now, especially, it's reproductive rights that impact black people.
I don't believe in reproductive rights as much as you do. We have it.
Why not? Don't you care? Don't you care that 5 times the amount? Don't you care that 5 times the amount of black women versus white women are dying in childbirth?
Yep.
That's an issue. Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah. Are you aware of why that's happening?
I have my theories. Yeah.
No, there's not a theory behind it. It's due to medical racism. Okay.
Okay.
But I will say that whenever the physician is black, those numbers are cut in half. So it also matters about the physician that you have. Matter of fact, everybody is better in the hands of a black doctor.
Well, geez,
statistically,
maybe they tried to do that before, and everyone bitched about that. Maybe black people. Maybe black people. When there's black professionals,
been bitching over there. Is that
no, I'm saying. Well, there's a lot of white people that advocate for black people, and they fuck it all up. Maybe black people are
advocating for a
with other professional black people.
People's health.
It is natural for a black physician to might have a bigger heart, or maybe give that black woman a little bit more attention than.
So, are you saying that white people are just not empathetic? They're apathetic.
What I'm saying is that that shit happens. Listen.
It happens,
due
but
to
you're
medical
not proposing
racism
an
and
alternative.
bias.
If I get pulled over,
just a second. You're saying this shit happens, but you're not proposing a meaningful alternative that would get rid of it, or at least mediate.
But my alternatives are fucking. They're never going to happen. We've already tried my alternatives.
Your alternatives are happening. Your alternatives are what's happening now, which is ignoring minority rights, which is ignoring the difficulties and complexities
Jayden,
that go
you
into
can't
the struggle.
force somebody. You cannot force empathy. You can't force better effort.
So then just say that you're not empathetic towards marginalized people.
No, I am empathetic, and I want them to be having the best care. And if having somebody that's black in the hands of another black person, that might be better for them.
Look, I agree you can't force empathy, but you can prevent people from discriminating. You can prevent people who don't have empathy.
In the medical field, I don't think so.
And you absolutely can. Such as the fact.
Let's talk about it. Tell me how.
I'll tell you how. Okay, with Obamacare, pre-existing conditions was not previously covered under the previous system. Now it is.
I'm talking about
the appropriate reprimanding for nurses and doctors that have reports literally listening to black women that have been reported on not handling their requests correctly in regards to pain, in regards to discomfort, in regards to suggestions. These people are literally disregarding
government
age-old stereotypes that black people have bigger this or smaller this or more pain tolerance, so on and so forth. And awareness was brought to that by Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, and many of her actions have been repealed by the Trump administration. And can we also talk about the fact that healthcare should be the same across the board with no preference or respect to any individual race alone? That's ridiculous.
So we're going to send a government agent with a clipboard and say, "Hey, ma'am, did he ask for the right pain pills? Is he being as empathetic as he could with you?" I mean,
said that shit.
You know how
no one said that.
How are they going to
Clearly
enforce
don't
something
understand how
like
this
that?
Nobody's talking about that. I think we're
I'm
living in
talking
some
about that.
No, because I just said we aren't trying to force empathy here. We're trying to prevent people who are anti-empathetic, who are anti.
Okay, we already have a doctor shortage.
Coalition.
Okay.
What?
Okay, we already have a doctor shortage.
What does that have to do with my point? Well, what
because
does that have to do
Hector
with my
said
point?
that he wants to have, I said government agent, but he says, review process and things like that. If someone were to get fired because maybe they didn't run down to the black woman's room quick enough, who would they get replaced by?
Yeah, so that's
Another
not
group
what would
that
happen.
is-
That's
that
not
is
what
more
would happen.
racist?
Doctors and nurses that have well-documented histories of ignoring the pain of black people that can literally cause them harm and or death should be held accountable. Not saying legally they should persecute them or whatever the
They'll
fuck,
get fired.
but they should be fired. Not to mention, the Trump administration probably shouldn't cut funding to programs that he would deem as not professional, such as nursing, because things like that would discourage that shortage that you were talking about from getting more people in the medical field.
And where are we going to get the replacements? Asia. Have you seen how they treat black people?
America.
Or any of these
America.
other? America.
Black people have been laid off.
Yes.
Yes,
Great.
if people had
I'm all for
greater
black
access
people.
to college, right?
I am
This-
all
we
for
wouldn't
black
have a
people
doctor
getting in the professional
shortage.
field. I actually encourage it. So when Trump
Then
wants to
give them
Hold on.
incentives.
What's the problem?
When Trump wants to get rid of these HB1 or HB1 visas, I want to hire black people to be doctors, lawyers, physician's assistant, dentists,
Wait, but Trump
dental
doesn't want to do
hygienists.
that.
Black
Trump
people
doesn't want to
should
do that.
Oh yeah,
Trump
he does.
actually
He talks
wanted to
about it all the
expand
time.
it. No, he hasn't.
Black
He's
people
talking about
should be
expanding.
all over.
Trump has explicitly said that he wants to preserve that visa and expand upon it.
Yeah, he shouldn't. That's a mistake.
In fact, he literally said that there aren't enough people.
Well,
and it's a
Steve
necessity
Bannon
for us
talked
to
about
import
it.
those people.
A lot of people
But
were
Steve
pissed at
Bannon
Trump.
and Trump aren't the same person.
No, they're different people. Steve Bannon is against the program. Trump's for it. There's people that are even to the right of Trump that said, hey, there is no reason why black people can't be doing these educated jobs instead of getting replaced by Chinese people and people from India.
It's at odds with
and
the
you guys
fact
don't
that
care about it.
It is at odds with the fact that you're against affirmative action, which would alleviate the barriers within the black community towards accessing education and training and things like that.
What barriers?
Wait, I'm talking right now, okay? You are for getting rid of DEI, which also incentivizes people towards hiring, towards reviewing these people and getting them the kinds of jobs that they're looking towards. You're for that. You're for limiting black people working.
I'm not at all. I want black people.
Yes, you are.
I want black people in the colleges. I want black people doing all these jobs that they're capable of doing instead of getting outsourced to other people. And there's racist Democrats in the Congress that don't give a fuck about having black people.
But aren't there structural barriers that prevent black people from achieving those jobs, such as specifically in college?
If you want to call them poor schools, get way more public funding than the wealthier school districts. In my
I went
state,
to one. And my school didn't teach me shit.
What state are you in?
I'm in West Virginia.
Okay.
One of the most impoverished states in the fucking country. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My education was shit.
Well, did you turn out okay? I mean, it sounds like you're doing okay.
Bruh.
I mean,
how are schools funded? Largely through property and state taxes, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're saying that poorer schools, which
get more
by that
state
definition
money.
are poorer,
Mm-hmm.
they're still poor, right?
Yes,
how do they perform academically though?
Horrible.
In terms of teachers, right? In terms of teachers per student, there tend to be larger classrooms with fewer teachers, right, and fewer resources.
Yes, but they've changed. At least in the red states, the state gives a lot more money. I drive by these schools, the minority area school districts. All the schools are brand new, beautiful football field, basketball, gym. Everything's brand new, but they're getting D's and F's on the report cards every time. The nicer school districts.
How do you know that?
With my own eyeballs. I mean, I know.
So you've seen the test
I live in the same area for 27 years.
Black schools, these predominantly urban, if you will, neighborhoods.
Yes, they're brand new schools. Yes,
and they are failing. Seen these test scores.
I mean, I could give more information. State of Ohio. If you go to the big city school districts, they're all failing D's and F's. But the buildings itself are beautiful. If you go to
Can you give an example? Can you give an example? Like, can I research this?
Toledo City Schools, Ohio report card. You're going to see brand new schools, beautiful, immaculate classrooms, football field, gym. They're getting D's and F's and everything. And the local area schools that might be a little bit more predominantly wealthy, all the buildings are from like the 1960s because they don't get any money. They don't have that much money to spend.
They're wealthier though, right? They have more access to resources.
Right.
Of course. They got Whole Foods. They got, nice pencils.
Okay, right.
Nice
access
pencils.
to nutrition.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Teachers that can allocate better care towards the students.
Because you're sitting here saying, right, that these schools are brand new, right? These schools, they have new football fields, new baseball fields. That's not going into teaching these kids.
I know. I'm just saying.
Real quick. No, there is no public evidence or data indicating that brand new schools or newly constructed / renovated facilities in Toledo, Ohio.
During Jim Crow, the black schools didn't get any funding and they went to shitholes with the roof falling in. Now, the black schools get the nicest shit and they're still funking either because the teachers suck.
No, they don't.
Hector, I drive by these schools all the time.
I don't give a fuck what you look at. Prove it statistically.
All right, let me look it up.
You're just saying bullshit right now. You're pulling it out of your ass.
Right, let me go on pause.
And again, having a nice looking school doesn't tell you what they're putting into the education.
You're looking at like one specific city or one specific area of a city. They're talking about.
This is a weird argument. All right.
Amber, are you speaking or is Jayden watching a video?
I'm not watching anything. No.
Okay, so Amber, you're very, very, very muffled. It's still really muffled.
There, Amber?
All right, I'll drop it.
Oh,
all right, I'm sorry.
I heard that. I thought she was just being quiet.
No, I don't know how I picked up on that. Nobody else did.
You got fucking ears.
All right, I went on Ohio.gov, and they have a star. All the Toledo public schools, in each individual school, they gave a star to. They're all filled with 2s and 1s. It's 5-star total. There are a couple 3-star elementaries. Now that's a improvement, but all the high schools are 2 and 1. And these schools.
Ohio.gov. What's the name of this article? This page?
Can I put in the comments or there? I just put in the.
Would that work? Scroll to the top. Jesus.
Report card education. So Ohio government website. All these schools, I'm telling you, I drive by them. They're immaculate. 10, 15 years old at the most. My school was built in like 1952. We didn't have air conditioning until like about half the rooms had AC, half of them didn't, and we're like, it's a really nice school. We didn't get any state money. It was all property taxes. I'm just, again, if they got issues at home, if parents don't help out, again, yeah, it's really hard. I get it. If, they're in a tough neighborhood and no one's studying and it's not cool to study or whatnot. I mean, I understand why there might be some problems.
All right, let me take a look into this.
Sure.
I just want to point out that this would all be based off of not them allocating more funding to black schools just because, but based off of their district. If the district is more wealthy and the population there is more black, they would then have better schools. And the other schools, poorer schools, worse looking schools that get more money would be based off of them needing it more. Complaining about an older building filled with white kids that doesn't get the same prettiness of another one doesn't make any sense because that area would not need it.
I agree, but it's still a little...
The source does not say that newer schools in Toledo Public Schools, TPS, are performing worse. The page linked reportcard.education.ohio is the official Ohio school report card school view for Toledo City. It lists individual schools within the district along with their star ratings and component scores, but it does not contain information, data comparisons, or statements about school building age, new constructions or renovation, facility conditions, or any link between newer/older buildings and test scores or academic performances.
Well, that one you're just gonna have to trust me because I drive by all these schools all the time.
Well, it's trust me, bro. It's your source.
I could. All right, give me a second. I'll type in exactly when.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Sure can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, there is so much nuance missing. Just for reference, I've been a teacher for 25 years. Having a new school building doesn't mean that what's going on inside the school is better. Obviously, we want like clean and safe facilities for every kid, which are lacking in many, many, many areas of this country. But what we're talking about, it doesn't matter if you have a brand new goddamn football field. There are so many like grant and scholarship programs that schools get for things like that specifically because they prioritize things like sports and then they completely neglect, art and music enrichment, school social workers and psychologists, librarians. Like, it doesn't tell you anything about the actual education that's going on just because they have a brand new football field and a new building. They probably still have huge class sizes and they don't have after school programs. And they have a clerk running 3 libraries, traveling between all 3 of them, not teaching these kids study skills, not teaching these kids research skills, not reading to them enough, not having enough of books and resources to give to the classrooms. There's so much more to it than what it looks like from the outside. You can't tell from that.
Let's see if they join. Thanks for coming in. You didn't have a source.
We did all that with a dude who doesn't work for anything in his life. Jesus.
What was that?
Oh, I'm saying.
In their mom's basement and drives by schools. You're being awfully.
Yo, let me be clear. If you're privileged enough to have a parent that can give you a good life without you ever having to work for it, good on you. It's the fact that privilege somehow equates to you talking shit about other communities and being significantly uninformed on politics and stuff. That's where I'm going to say, fuck you. But hey, W's. If I ever have kids, I would love to give them a life where they don't have to work a day in their life. But if you best believe if I hear them on a TikTok panel saying some stupid shit like that, I'm kicking them on the street.
Valid. QB, you there?
I'm here, bro.
How's it going?
Not bad. You?
I'm doing all right. Can I get your age, please?
I'm 20.
You're 20. All right. What brings you here today?
I just wanted to say I love Bryce Young.
That's great.
If you love him so much, you should marry him.
Let's see who else. Pee Wee Herman, everybody. Let's see. Is this a debate? Life is good. Let's try this. Okay. Nope. Don't tell me we're out of debates. Don't tell me. Okay, who's this? Yellow.
Yeah, I just wanted to advocate. I think Bryce Young should become president.
Damn it. I don't know who that is, but I don't give a shit. Let's see who else.
I was just about to ask who that is.
Children. Yellow. Yellow. Oh, they didn't connect. Okay. How's little Kev going? It's in the works. We get another season. You didn't hear that from me. Yellow. Damn it. Fuck. Okay. Wow. Where'd everybody go? Oh, yeah. Some more lives are popping up now. But, hey. Let's try this one, perhaps. God, please. Just please give me this, please. Damn it. Katie.
Yeah,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What brings you to the live today? What's on your mind?
You popped up on my feed, but
You like what you see?
no, because I don't think people should be Democrat or Republican. I'm a hardcore libertarian.
Oh, a hardcore libertarian. Wasn't there a town that tried a libertarian worldview, libertarian structure, and had to call in the government when the bears attacked?
I haven't heard of that one.
You haven't heard of that one?
Mm-mm.
Let me find it. Grander version of that on the national scale.
I mean, because I don't think. I mean, it depends on what they got rid of and whatnot. Like, what was the libertarian policies like in the early 2000s compared to now, though? What, you know what I mean? I'd have to go back and look at what they believed back in the early 2000s and if they changed any.
What are you advocating for?
I believe in less government involvement.
Right, that's what Grafton did. Less
Little
government
to no
oversight.
taxes. Little to no
they
taxes.
did that too.
Little to no government involvement in my life, and no taxes, less taxes. Because I'd rather keep my money that I've worked for and not have the federal government be as powerful as it is.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have kids?
I do have kids. I have 3 kids.
Do they go to public school?
No, they go to private.
Okay. So
one of them graduated, 2 of them are private.
So you don't believe in funding education?
I do.
Well, that's government. I do. That's pretty big government. What about
there's a few things that we need some government management with.
A few ways and roads.
Sure, but that would be more of a state thing.
Yeah, that's
even libraries could be kind of a state.
They are now, but that's still government.
We have libraries, but with Google and we have,
see, this is part of the problem.
Kindles and digital technology.
No. I'm a librarian. Please don't tell me that the internet can replace a library. It can't. Because they offer a heck of a lot more than just
I didn't say it could.
Computers or shelves of books. They offer instruction. And what about fire departments and police departments? Those are government funded as well, taxes.
Sure, and in libertarian, like under those policies, it would still them. It would just be communal.
All right.
What about the
military?
If it's a communal fund, kind of like taxation, right? But hey, Katie, real quick, your Wi-Fi is pretty shit. I don't know if you live in Grafton, New Hampshire, but I wanted to ask, what services shouldn't we?
No, I live at the beach. I'm sorry,
I couldn't even hear that.
So I don't think we should fund. I live at the beach, so.
Okay.
sometimes I walk down here to get.
That beach is funded, by the way. But okay.
Sure.
You live on a taxpayer-funded beach. When they do maintenance, when they do cleanup and protections, that's paid for by taxes. But okay.
Get rid of. I mean.
I'm listening.
I mean, property taxes. If you own your own home, why do you have to keep? What other?
To fund education.
Do you own? Okay. So once you own your own home and you've paid it off, just like you pay your car off, you only get charged a one-time tax. So you'd still get that money, but why, if you own your own home, why do you have to keep?
You still have to pay car insurance, don't you? You still got to make car payments.
Yeah, but I'm not paying tax on the car payment. I'm not
paying.
Right,
but we're making it. Yeah, but we're making this synonymous because you made the analogy of buying a car and whether or not you have a one-time payment or continued payments. You have continued payments on that car.
But I don't have continuous
registration fees. Your license, your insurance, repairs. Those are. I know they're not taxes in that sense, but those are continued payments on things that you own. That's the analogy.
You're not technically paying taxes for the rest of, even if your house is paid off, on the actual structure. You're paying taxes on the land you occupy.
All right.
And once you pay it off and you own that property,
are you still living on the land? Are you still occupying the land?
Why would you still want to have to pay? Why should you still have to pay once you pay the car, you don't pay taxes on it anymore.
Because you're still occupying
and you don't pay
land.
Car payments anymore. Once you pay your loan off, you own the car free and clear. That's it. You have the title. So the same should be done for your home. If you own your home and you pay it off, and you are able to pay it off, you should not have to pay.
Yeah, that's the building itself. We're talking about the land. That's what property taxes are. You don't own the land that your house is on. Some people do, but by and large, you don't. Most people don't own those acres, don't own private plots of land. That's what you're paying for when you live in a city, when you live in a suburb.
Okay, but if your house is
but you
on
don't
that
own the
land,
road you live on. You don't own the road you live on. Most people don't own their garbage services. Okay,
but if you buy
your taxes pay for those services of sanitation, of road repair, of the work that needs to be done within these cities, within whether or not your child is going to a school, your taxes would pay for that.
And the libertarians don't believe in taking everything. If you go take a deep dive into their policies, it's not a complete and total.
Okay.
We want zero. There are some things that need to be managed clearly, but the biggest is less government involvement and less taxes. And I don't understand why people don't want
because it always sounds so great in a perfect world, but you have to add the words "in a perfect world" after every single policy that they advocate for, and we don't live in that.
Yeah, and you want to fund education.
In a perfect world,
you want to fund education, but what is the alternative for property taxes going to schools?
Sure, if you haven't paid your house off, then sure, keep paying the taxes. But if
That's
you
not
have
what I asked.
paid
But you
the
don't
whole
believe in
thing
property
off,
taxes. No, you don't believe in property taxes, though. I'm talking about how schools will be funded if you are for negating property taxes effectively.
so there's a lot of things that they could, if we're not paying all that money in taxes, they could give that money right back to the states to put into schools. Like,
so just send it through a different tube to the same location. Like what?
I mean, do you know how much money they collect in taxes?
Yes, I pay taxes, yes.
And you really don't get back all of that you pay in.
You're not supposed to because you're getting services for those taxes. You're getting roads, schools, fire departments,
and they're
police
not giving them
libraries.
out as they're not really giving away as many. Like they're not giving the proper funding anyways. So might as well do away with it.
I mean, correct. It's not perfect. But you're advocating for a system where we have funding just going, instead of going to the local, tax collector, that money goes to the state and goes right back to the same location. Like you're still paying it. Like it doesn't make sense. The money has to come from somewhere.
This is kind of like what they did with the ACA. All this money that we're giving to the ACA is jacking up the prices. So we're just gonna now give it to you, and then you're gonna go back to those same companies. So it's just, you're still gonna be paying the taxes. You're just gonna be able to do this. Anyway, Katie, you should listen to the librarian more. I already have her blocked on all her accounts because she's just like one of those third-party people who thinks everything sucks and nothing matters. But Jayden, I have to go to my black job. I greatly appreciate you being here, doing this thing. Guys, make sure you continue to support Jayden. In fact, he should be at 200,000 likes. So double tap that screen, share out the live, do all the things. Librarian, good to see you. Y'all have it. Y'all take it easy.
You too, Hector. Have a good
All right. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Take care. Anyway, we're going to grift for a little bit. Folks, if you guys are enjoying the stream, and I certainly hope you are, these are the biggest numbers I've had in a long-ass fuck-ass time. Please do tap that screen. We do have a gift goal there. We do have Venmo Cash Apps in the bio. And for Amber, we have a GoFundMe link in the link tree in my bio to support her. Okay? So, yeah, I just want y'all to know that is how you can support me and my co-host Amber in the stream that we're doing today. Okay? Okay. Anyway, you there, Katie?
Yep.
Say libraries.
Libraries.
Okay, just wanted to check on that. So you're saying that as an alternative to property taxes, we should pay taxes for schools, right?
Not necessarily taxes, but I mean, each community would be ultimately funding their schools.
That's what we do now.
Well, how is that different from what property taxes do?
Well, they're not going to be taking it out of your take-home pay. You'd be able to people would be able to kind of decide, okay, let's allocate this amount for this. Let's allocate this amount for this. And what we think is important and what, like...
Are you saying like a voluntary contribution?
Yeah. I guess that's how it would be,
And that would yield better results for school. Would those yield better or at least similar results that the public school system already has?
I mean, right now they're not. I don't think they're funding them the way they should be anyway. So
I agree, but you're proposing underfunding them, making it mandatory.
Not under,
meaning that a bachelor such as myself, if I'm paying property taxes, I'm just keeping that money. I'm one fewer person in that pool to draw from that will be going towards education.
We kind of already do this. Like I grew up in a really small farm town, and there was a point in time when most of the school board were farmers that didn't have kids, and the only reason they wanted to be on the school board is to eliminate property taxes as much as possible and underfund the schools. And they actually did achieve this at one point, and we lost 20% of our teachers. Because they didn't care about paying for the schools because they didn't have kids. That's what would happen everywhere. So, I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think that would happen at all because
it already does happen.
In a community, you still have to support your town. So I think
and they chose not to. Why would they care about that? It wasn't in their interest, so they just didn't.
I mean, it's been kind of proven though that when people are forced to do something, they're not going to do it, and they don't want to do it.
Well, they don't have a choice if it's being taken out of their taxes. That's why we have to make people do things because they're selfish.
If you're, making things where we the people have more of a say in how we fund things and how much we fund and what we would like to purchase and what we would like to do. I think instead of the federal government telling us you have to do this, I don't understand why people are so against less government involvement. I mean, from both sides, I hear more. From both sides, I hear more government involvement, and that's disgusting.
In
honestly.
sectors that hold utility and absolutely require taxes to fund them, I would say that there's an overall benefit towards your taxes going towards that, as it relates to healthcare, as it relates to roads, as it relates to safety, as it relates to schools. and access to education. Those voluntary metrics, if you had to pull out your credit card every time you needed to call the police, people wouldn't be calling the police and crime would increase, as it has in the city that tried this idea of limited taxation, of deferring tax dollars. That's ultimately what happens when you underfund these utility services. They erode.
You could take the money that we pay into some of the federal programs. So, to have this state assistance in healthcare, give it back to people, take some of that money, put that toward other things as well. I mean, I don't know why people would want. The more the government gives you, the more control they have. So why would people want? I don't understand why people want that. Like, oh, free this, free that. First of all, nothing's free. Second
That's not
of all,
entirely true.
Nothing's
the more
free.
they give you what you just said, if you had access to universal health care, you would actually be freer than under the private system.
The more they give, but the more the government gives you, the more control they have.
If the government foot the
silly.
bill over your health care, that is less that you'd have to pay out of pocket. That is more freedom you have to go about towards the doctor should you need it. That's more freedom towards access to preventative care. With competition is between private versus public, and the public system offers better outcomes and better access to care and better
And who's
costs.
giving that? Who's giving that?
What do you mean?
And where do you get the free? Where do you get the free? Who gives you the free? From who? Where does that come from?
What do you mean the free? What are you talking
The free
about?
healthcare.
The services?
The free
It is free
healthcare.
upon the point of service.
And who's giving that though? Like when you say, okay, I have free healthcare.
The doctors would be providing those services.
Yep, but who's funding that?
Your taxes would.
Who's
The
in charge?
service is free.
Who's in
The
charge of
service
that?
is free.
And
The
who's
service is
ultimately
free in the
controlling
same way that the services towards calling the police are free. Your taxes go towards that. Okay. But comparatively, you are paying substantially less than you would be under a private system. There is no argument you can make that you are paying less under the private than you would be a public system. Mathematically, it's not possible.
now. Right now, you would be. But if you had the
in general, and you can use comparative analysis from other countries that utilize this or have a quasi system. Overall, when they have either an integrated or public option or a total universal healthcare system, they pay less per capita than you would under a private system.
And the Libertarian Party wants to do away with the public system and have privatized
All
system.
private, I know, which would still
For
entail
profit,
premiums,
so.
deductibles, co-payments, among other things.
And
would
billions of
entail-
dollars in pay for CEOs. Cool.
That's
What's
right.
not for profit?
As well as
these
medical
days?
debt.
I mean,
Wait,
anytime
but
you eat
would
out at a
medical
restaurant
debt-
and you go to a cheaper restaurant,
That's a
you're still
luxury.
making- You're making this,
Healthcare is not a
But
luxury.
that's not a necessity.
but you're still
Yeah.
making. You're still
But that's a
making somebody
necessity.
rich.
That's healthcare is a necessity. Eating a lobster dinner is not.
You're still making somebody wealthy.
And if
How
we
much
had a
more
public
wealthy would you
option,
be
that would not be
making
the
them
case because it would be
Right,
non-for-profit.
exactly.
Even a
There wouldn't
vehicle,
be-
like if you're
there
driving
wouldn't
a
be
vehicle,
billionaire
you're making,
CEOs
even if
anymore.
you're banking and you're making you have auto loans and home loans, you're still making a CEO wealthy.
Again, that's also a luxury. We're talking about medical care that should be not for profit across the board. We shouldn't be paying trillions of dollars to CEOs and pharmaceutical companies and
Okay,
pharmaceutical
so it sounds to
reps.
me like you have a problem with
Can you
CEOs.
stop interrupting?
I have a
You have
problem.
more issue with CEOs.
I think you should not put words in my mouth. What I have a problem with is people getting rich off other people's medical problems.
So again, CEOs and
anyone
wealthy.
who's making profit off of other people's
Okay, and the
medical
state
problems.
would still profit. The government.
No, they would
still
not.
be-
It would not
our
be for
government
profit.
would-
Everything that goes into it would go back out to the medical care for the people. Everything.
I'm sure it does because the government
Yeah.
is
Do you
so
think
honest.
libraries are profiting?
And the government is so honest, so I'm sure they would
Can you
be
answer
giving us
that?
every
Do you
single
think
bit of our money
excuse
back.
me? Do you think the
Okay.
libraries are churning a profit?
Probably not.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
We're underfunded.
Come on, big library. Tell me about that. How many billions of dollars they pull in, right? The profit motive that they've got, there isn't one. In fact, every goddamn library you've seen has been the exact same over time, hasn't it?
Why are they not paying? Like, there's a reason why.
It's a non-for-profit organization.
Right. It's not for profit.
Right.
There's no profit incentive. You have been to a library, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been to
I'm
library.
A 90s kid.
Right. I've been to the same library over the course of 20-some years or so, and it looks the exact same. It remains the exact same. If it's getting so much money, if it's so profitable, why do they have the same books? Why do they have the same stuff, the same tech? Because sometimes they update.
A lot of them have closed.
But a lot of them, yeah.
Because they had to. But like you're assuming, based on the fact that I don't think that we should be paying billions and billions of dollars to health insurance companies so that a few people can become uber rich, means that I have a problem with CEOs, and that's not at all remotely what I said. I have an issue with healthcare being a massive for-profit business at the expense of people dying because they can't afford preventative care. That's what I have a problem with.
So if it was all privatized, you would be able to afford, you'd have more of a competition amongst the companies.
They shouldn't be competing with people's lives.
They're not. They'd be competing with each other.
There's a reason why the fire department doesn't have this level of competition in the private sector, because the public sector does it so well. Because it's utilized, when its services are utilized, it's free of charge. You're saying when a service is utilized, you should pay out-of-pocket expenses. That would not exist under a private healthcare system. Your taxes would pay for it. You pay nothing when you leave, or relatively nothing when you leave.
You would be taxed for Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and state-funded things. Yeah, and if you had nothing but privatized insurance companies, they would be competing against each other, which means they would be losing some because they'd have to drop their rates and they'd have to drop their prices on everything to be, especially if you could purchase across state lines, you'd have these insurance companies fighting to be the cheapest and provide the best options for people at the lowest
why don't
cost,
they now? But they can do that now.
No, they can't because they have the state. They got the state. They got the state option. They have
the state, but the state isn't preventing them from lowering their costs. In fact, if anything, the state
because
has
they don't
pushed
have
for them.
to. They don't have to fight amongst each other.
If anything, the state has pushed for them to lower them and cap costs, not the opposite.
Because there is no competition among them right now.
There's no competition in the healthcare industry. What are you talking about?
They don't have to really compete against each other too much because people are either going to get it or they're not.
Wait, why can't they get it?
What do you mean? Why can't they get it?
Why, when you say or not, why don't they? What's the not part? Because they can't afford it, right?
So, but people aren't. They're either going to get it or they're not, and right because there's no reason.
And why not?
There's no reason for an
if it was accessible, they would get it, right? If you could call the police, if you could call the fire department, you would get it. That is the outcome of when you utilize them. When you can't, because of financial burdens, you don't get it.
Right now, the insurance companies in each state don't have to compete against other people, so they could charge whatever they want to, and you're going to either get it or you're going to go find something else. But if it's all privatized like businesses are, you're going to say, oh, you know what? It's cheaper for me to buy that in Georgia than it is for me to buy this here in Florida. I'm going to purchase across state lines, and I'm going to get it cheaper, and I'm going to get these benefits. This is better. That's what you're going to be able to do.
Can you explain why and really how insurance companies currently are not competitive?
How are they not competitive? Because
that's been your argument.
Because you say it costs. You're telling me the prices cost a lot. I know the prices cost a lot right now because they don't have to compete. Insurance companies in Florida don't have to compete with the insurance companies in Georgia or California or New York. They don't have to. So they can basically, they have no competition. They can charge what they want to, whatever they want to, and people are either going to buy it or they're going to go with the state and get state funded.
Okay, right now, what do you think would happen? You know, there's like a multitude of different insurance companies within one state. It's not just one. Okay, so Those insurance companies absolutely are competing with one another. That's why they all have very similar prices. What do you think would happen if one of those insurance companies decided to have their CEOs pay from like $2 million a year to $1 million a year or whatever the hell it is, and they dropped their prices by 40%? What do you think would happen? Everybody would go get that insurance, wouldn't they? And then the places that are racking up their huge profits would lose business. Well, they absolutely are competing for that very reason.
Sure. And if I'm not, the libertarian policies believe in, not having CEOs and, all
That's not true.
Private insurance companies through libertarian policy would not have CEOs?
True. That would be an anti-CEO structure under healthcare. CEOs would have to exist in the private sector that you're advocating for.
I mean, and CEOs would still, even if there was that option, you'd still have CEOs. Like, people would still be able to purchase private healthcare.
And what incentive would these CEOs and these companies have not to have massive profits? What incentive?
That they'd lose people to the universal health care, like they would be losing people to that health care. So
if you had your policies in place, there wouldn't be universal health care to fall back onto. What are you talking about?
Right.
I'm telling you about your. I'm going based on what you guys are saying.
No, if you had what you want, there wouldn't be any universal health care to go turn to. I'm saying if across the board we had what you want, what would be the incentive?
You're right. You're not talking about a public option.
I align with libertarian values, which is less government involvement, less government involvement, and not being taxed.
But you just said something. You just said something that's antithetical to what you've been arguing. It sounded like you're in favor of a public option now.
No,
I want that to compete against the private sector.
You guys were leading that, talking about that. Like, that's what you have been talking on is universal health care.
No, we were going off of your framework, which is a purely private system. Now it sounds like you want to actually compete with the public system, which we do every day. There's public transit, there's private transit. There's public libraries, there are private libraries. There are public places, public parks, there are private parks and resorts. That's the comparison here. And whether or not you want a quasi-system to exist.
Okay, yes, I know that. But you guys were giving critiques back on it and speaking on what it would be like for just a universal. I was under the impression you were still on the universal, but I align with libertarian values. So
okay, let me ask you a question: is Walmart a private company?
Yeah.
Is Amazon a private company?
Yep.
Are they absolutely raking us over the coals with inflated prices and massive profits for executives? What in the world would make you think that doing this with any other industry would be any different?
That they would have other options, like you could go shop out of.
We do have other options. We have Target, Walmart, Amazon. What are you talking about?
Those are all luxury items. Again,
you can grocery shop at Target and Walmart. You realize that, right?
Right.
But what you're describing, private healthcare would be and is a luxury item. You understand that, right? The ability to afford a service makes it a luxury.
But if you're not paying, if you're not getting taxed, you're going to have more money to buy.
Public transit is not a luxury. Public transit is not a luxury. Okay? A car would be a luxury, something you pay for privately. You're advocating for the car in this sense. We're saying that trains and buses and things like that should still exist and be publicly funded in the way that healthcare should be, because more people would have access to it. You're promoting a system that would luxurize healthcare and currently does.
You're right. I support libertarian because I want less.
Then you don't have a fucking argument. Thank you for joining my TED Talk today, Katie. You support a system that is inherently corrupt, would lead to more corrosive outcomes, and would kill more people. Mine and
less government involvement.
That.
Less government involvement.
It keeps people alive.
And no
that
taxes.
Should be the incentive.
Less government involvement just means
Lower
like
taxes.
no regulations, unfettered crony capitalism. Like, girl.
Less federal government involvement, thank you. And I don't know who in their right mind would advocate. I want more government involvement.
I don't care. You want stop. You want less corruption, right?
I want less government involvement in my life.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't say anything about the government. I'm talking about corruption. Those agencies exist to prevent corruption.
Okay,
not
so
just corruption, but safety. Well, not just corruption, but safety. What happens when we cut regulations for safety standards for like OSHA and things like that?
Okay.
Like when we've done things like that, we have. Can you stop cutting me off? When we see them do things like that, we have like massive quantities of people unaliving from like asbestos. Like
okay, the libertarians don't believe in getting rid of every type of
I mean, you're really picking and choosing
obviously.
what taxes you want to support here.
I mean, they just believe in not in the unnecessary things.
But the things we're talking about are necessary. That's the problem.
Yeah. If we're talking about reducing one's ability to oversee these things independently, to oversee corruption cases, to oversee whether or not you're getting ethylene oxide and lead pumped into your water, I would say that those things have a right to not only exist, but expand their efforts.
Sure.
You're saying that they shouldn't.
I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm saying there are some things, if you read the policies and you educate yourself on them, there are some things that do need government regulation, but there are a lot of things that we could do away with. There's a lot.
Like what?
Taking taxes for healthcare. That was one of them. I mean, there's the less government involvement, the better.
So
here's the problem, okay? Because we don't have government involvement for the most part, and I'm not gonna like keep beating this.
We don't.
You didn't let me finish my sentence, Katie. You keep doing this, and then you put words in my mouth, and it's nothing like what I was about to say. I totally just lost my track now. We already have limited government intervention in health insurance, the private health industry. Okay. And how's that going? It's not going well. People can't afford to buy it. People are unaliving due to preventative diseases because they can't afford preventative health care. Tons of employers can't afford to offer it, especially small businesses, because the costs are so outrageous. But everybody who's on health insurance is paying into a one big pot. And then those funds are being distributed out to people in very uneven amounts. Like you could be healthy your whole life, diet 90, and you barely ever went to the doctor. And then there's someone else who's been, chronically ill their whole life and is pulling way more money out of that pot. That's the way it goes. It's the same way with taxes. You're just basically like shifting from paying the health insurance companies to paying the government. And if you think that these private healthcare companies are less corrupt than a nonprofit government entity, like, please, I have an island for you.
I didn't like that bullshit either. Let me see who this person is. They say they tried to talk to me before. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can I get your age, please?
I'm 21.
All right. What brings you here today?
Okay, I just want to start off. Yes, I am not opposition, but I tried to talk to you last night, and I just really need to talk to you.
When was this? Which live?
I don't know. I think you were debating some leftists.
Yes, yeah, probably. All right.
Okay. Can you
Sorry, I got a cramp.
Can you just hear me? I know it's gonna sound bad, but it's a hear me out. It's a hear me out. Because I know you're like autistic, right?
Jesus Christ, that's a way to start a conversation.
Well,
yeah.
Come on, it's not a bad thing.
It's just, it's a little, I'm a little apprehensive when you say this might sound bad and you lead to autism.
No, I think I might be. Okay.
What is funny about this?
No. So think of a thought. think of school, okay? And people way back then when they had more free time, they were able to revisit them a lot over and over and over again, but they were able to create some different stuff every time because they were able to revisit those. But in school, when everything's rushed and everything is like thrown at you and you just pick up and create what you're able to pick up, it's creating like, it's getting lost. Can I just continue for a second? Think of an atom.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, because I'm just reading the comments. Let me take.
I'm gonna swipe them.
Okay. Clear display. Think of an atom. Think of frequency. Think of an atom. And I'm just talking to you.
We went from schools to atoms?
Well, that's how movement goes. That's how change goes. Okay?
Which one? Adam Butler? Adam, which one?
Listen, every time I've tried to talk to autistic
Autistic motherfuckers.
No.
Wow.
Every time I tried to talk to people with ADHD and stuff, they just want to throw me off loop. I'm trying to talk.
I haven't said anything.
Okay. Let's continue. So, let me think. Because you know a lot. Obviously, a lot of knowledge that I don't know personally. And when we share stories, you can live 2 lifetimes in one night because we are sharing experiences and they don't want us talking. Okay, so think of an atom. It's moving by frequency, and it's moving so fast that it's generating an image, and it's not AI, but like, listen, the universe, it's this big glob, blah, 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 stars. It's creating eyes. It's seeing each other. It's many dimensions. It's multiverses, realities, opportunity, right? Think of what AI doesn't have. It doesn't have free will.
What?
What?
What the fuck are you talking about? You just went on about ADHD, okay? And you expect me to fucking follow what the fuck you just said? You started with school and then atoms and then AI. Are you fucking rage bait? Are you trolling me? What?
That's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to think.
Fuck it. If you can't boil this bullshit down into a sentence or two, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Oh my god. It's like you guys have ADHD and autism. Those are superpowers, but it's like you're not using them. You're not using them.
You're not saying anything.
I'm saying everything. You're not picking up what I'm putting down.
Just get to whatever statement, whatever question you have in 2 sentences.
What? I don't have a question. I just want you to hear me out.
What? I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to hear you. I don't want this.
Oh my god. Of course you don't.
You're not saying anything. You called me an autistic motherfucker, so why the fuck should I be any more inclined to listen to this bullshit?
One. You kind of are.
What?
You're not hearing me out. I told you. All I asked was to hear me out.
I'm listening for 5 goddamn minutes of you with a run-on fucking
Amber, does anything make sense?
Word,
does anything
subject, verb
what?
possible.
What?
And none of it is tangible. None of it is linear.
Okay, let me start off. Don't
start over.
I'm not starting over. You have previous knowledge, okay? Just put it together.
You really wanted to talk to me last night about this bullshit?
Yes. I'm here to break you out of the simulation, brother. Join me. Tap in. Tap in. Lock into your higher self.
This is some stupid ass bullshit. I got.
Oh my god! Get out of here.
You're wasting my time. You can leave. You may go.
No.
I'm done
Do you
with
have access to a cast iron skillet?
Bye now.
Oh my god! Do you want me to?
You may go.
Wait, no. Wait, just one time. Are you at least interested? Can I just?
No.
No.
We have no idea where you're going with this.
Can you tell me a topic you're interested in?
The one I fucking have back here. What?
I'm not. Okay, wait. Trump. Think of Trump. What is he doing right now?
Get the fuck out of my life.
No.
Go the fuck away. Go away. Annoying. What the fuck was any of that? I was trying. I was genuinely trying to understand what the fuck she was saying, and none of that bullshit made really fucking sense.
This is why I love you so. You are so funny. You make me laugh. Oh my gosh, that was great.
Oh, I appreciate it. That was annoying. but I'm glad somebody got fun out of it.
Your reactions are the best.
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. None of that fucking shit made any goddamn sense.
Oh, gosh.
Nor is it worth my time.
That was good. We got to clip that. That was pretty good.
I don't know what I want to do with that, but fuck. I don't usually clip my stuff.
I know, but you should.
Yeah, it's a good idea. John?
Farming Sim. Play it, Jayden.
I already have. Are you done?
Have you actually played it?
Yep. I just don't spend my entire goddamn life talking about it.
I mean, if we could just get out of this simulation, Jayden. You know,
just think of an atom, and think
just
about
think of
how
the frequency of it, or the whatever the hell she said, the way atoms move, which was incorrect.
Yes, think of an atom, and think of how we need to break out of the simulation and AI, and I don't know what the fuck else she said, but
and do what with that? I'm not sure.
Neither does she. See who else we got. I'm glad she didn't come into that live I was in last night. Would have been even more agitated.
That was really bad.
Yeah, I didn't like that live. I challenged him to a 1v1.
Depressing. Yeah.
I challenged the host to a 1v1. She says she's going to be busy, so I don't know if it's going to happen, but I went live earlier today, hoping maybe that'd catch some attention, and, well, seems like it's kind of paid off a little bit. I actually got donations today, which is rare. Yes.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. You deserve a way bigger platform than I've been telling you this for years. You deserve a way bigger platform than you have. You are so knowledgeable and excellent at articulating your knowledge. You really deserve a bigger platform, and I am going to keep helping you try to get it.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, God, yeah, he was, in fact, very disrespectful. He didn't disagree with me. I don't remember the guy's name. I don't really care. But he kept saying he disagreed with my approach. And then when I elaborated what my approach was and why I think it's more practical, he said, yeah, well, I agree. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do you disagree with?
I just kept listening, like waiting for the actual debate part to go. Like waiting for him to actually disagree with something substantial, like an actual like policy or even a value, but I didn't hear it.
I think there is just this holier than thou, ultra pure belief system that exists on the very fringes of the left of the spectrum, the very far left. These anarcho-communist people here. I don't agree with them on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And especially as it relates to non-voting. It's so counterproductive to say that my non-vote has achieved something of value. It's not in any way doing anything that has any material benefit for the causes that you're asking for. And I kept fucking asking them, what result has non-voting produced? And they kept saying, well, I didn't vote. That's not a result. That's the action. I'm asking, what's the consequence of that? It's not particularly analogous. It's not genuine, I should say.
Yeah, I think the thing that is really hard to listen to is that I can't and don't disagree with any of the reasons why they feel the way that they do at all. And I wouldn't ever like assume to have the ability to do that, not being in their shoes. So but I genuinely don't disagree with their feelings or why they feel the way they feel. I just don't know that we're going to actually accomplish what they need by doing it this way. And that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. But do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I thought of an analogy towards this, and it's like if there's a house on fire, and there are two fire engines that you can call that can put it out. Now, one of the fire engines is leaking fucking gas, has got a popped wheel on the side. The other one is just driven by an older person. Okay? May get there a little slower, whatever the case may be, but we'll put out the fire. We'll mitigate it to the best of the disaster. Not calling either one still lets the house burn down. And your overall goal was to prevent the house burning down, right? You didn't want the house to burn, but you didn't want either of the two options to put out the fire. What can I say other than your inaction has been complicit in the destruction that you claim to be against?
Mm-hmm. And I think maybe this is coming from a privileged place, and that's definitely possible, and I might have more to learn about it and do better. But it feels like in order to accomplish these goals, I mean, aside from just like wiping out the entire YT population, which, you know, is what some of them are advocating for, which again, like I understand why they feel that way. Eventually, what this requires is some measure of cooperation from us, and they're not going to get that. I'm sorry to tell you. Like, YT people are going to YT people. They're not going to get that. So, you know, they'll fight back. And there's more of us. And I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm not sure how this would actually, like, materially take place.
They don't have an idea.
Right.
They don't have an idea. And I wanted to push back. I'm hoping if I do get a chance to debate the whole white genocide that they endorse, and several people here seem to be endorsing here. This idea that because people belong to some form of oppressive class in one way or another, that we should eradicate them in its entirety, I think is paradoxical. For one, there's no possible way you can fully eliminate any race or demographic of any human being off this country. But in doing so, you are saying that genocide is necessary, is a necessary evil as a punishment or prevention of more genocide. And I think if you're doing that and harming innocent people on the basis of their identity, their race, or whatever social structure or hierarchy or whatever they may fall into, that gives reasons as to why someone would feel that deal of animosity towards those people in return.
Yeah, and like I mentioned to you last night, it kind of reminds me of the KAM thing, which as a woman, I totally get, and I've freaking thought it and said it and felt it a million times, right? As somebody who's oppressed by men. But do I really think that actually doing that is the answer? No.
Yeah, they take it a little more literally.
I
wish I had asked the question, like, if we're talking about forms of oppression, you can find that within every demographic. You can find that with Chinese people. You can find that with white people. You can find that in Africa and in Muslim nations. Are we to say that we should punish the entirety of that population that exists or upholds that? And then that opens up another question here, because if we're punishing white people because they exist in a system that upholds white supremacy, wouldn't that entail punishing black people that also exist and perpetuate that system too?
I mean, according to them, I'm sure they would say no, but I get what you're saying.
Right, because we still exist in a capitalistic system. We still operate, and by virtue of contributing to it, maintain its existence. That would then make us complicit per that definition, which would mean that not only would they support a white genocide, they would support killing all people who've contributed to that.
Like, we're going to eliminate, like, everybody who oppresses women. That would include some people of color, the men. We're going to eliminate all YT people. Okay. Then we're going to eliminate everybody who, like, discriminates against the LGBTQ. That's every demographic. What are we left with? Like, and you know what? That sounds like a kind of cool society, like in a perfect world. But, you know, like, we're talking about something that's just not doable or sustainable.
Yeah, not at all. It's not practical. It's not morally ethical, nor does it achieve any societal benefit whatsoever. I mean, you want to say that by unaliving all white people on the planet, that somehow stops white supremacy and what is it? Colonization. How would that stop it if, say, a majority black population were to pursue those things?
Reminded God decided to wipe out entire people groups in the Bible. And I I was like, that's weird that they have the same opinion as that. And it's, even if they did, break it down to the society they think they want, they would still have people adopting, like, for example, it's giving eugenics. I don't know.
That is the position.
Yeah. And like, again, I fundamentally, intellectually understand why. I don't question the reason. I get it. And I don't take it personally at all, because I understand. But again, I just don't.
Yeah.
The whole idea of like, I don't know, like the babies, even the babies, they wanted.
There's no justification for that. That's just purely evil.
Yeah. But even anyone, like babies, people with disabilities, like the elderly, like, what are we doing?
I don't fucking know anymore. These people make me goddamn sick.
That was really jarring to hear. I've never heard that particular position before, and it was depressing.
Yeah.
But listening to those conversations, as hard as it is to hear, it does make me think even more deeply about why they feel that way and to empathize with the why, which is good, but I still can't get on board with this actually working,
Yeah, and there's no goodness that can be derived from this long term. There's nothing of benefit for society, and if anything, it would create further instability, further distrust, and you can't expect there to be no negative repercussions of that if you announced a genocide against white people. That would then entail them to target you sooner, and with the leverage that they do hold, which is fucking scary as shit. But I don't know.
Like we said, it's kind of like once you eliminate this group, then there's going to be another group oppressing certain others of them in a different way, and then another one, and then another one, right? Because we're humans. I wish it wasn't the case, but
yeah. Pisses me off. Who is in the box? Somebody with a suit on. Is this a debate? Puff Daddy. Jesus Christ. P. Diddy's here, I guess. Diddy. Hello? Hello? Oh, he left. Okay, well, there's a lot of people still watching the stream. If you guys have been enjoying yourselves, there's a Venmo Cash App in my bio there. Also, please support my dear friend Amber. Please do support the GoFundMe in the bio for her. All right. And getting hungry again. It's almost 3 o'clock. How long have I been live for? Almost 3 hours now. Not terrible, but it kind of sucks that the peak viewership came when I was talking to that little annoying ass little shit. People only want to come to see that, and they don't want to see me. They don't want to see my debates, or the efforts, and that's kind of sucky, but whatever.
I don't really understand it, other than the fact that maybe it's people having a consistent, regular schedule that start getting like a regular audience. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I've tried. I for a while I set 5 o'clock as my time, but today I went ahead and did live a little earlier. It was slow for the first bit, but then it picked up, and it's been decent. But I don't know. TikTok just likes to fuck with me.
Yeah, I've never, I know a lot of people on this app. I can honestly say, I'm sorry, Jayden, but I don't know anyone who's been just targeted and picked on the way that you have. for no reason.
No fucking reason.
People making all kinds of like wild accusations against you with no proof. Like, I haven't quite seen anyone get as much of that as you have, and it makes me sad.
It pisses me the fuck off, you know. There's a lot of times when I've just contemplated just not doing this shit. When I didn't go live last week, it was relaxing. I didn't feel the stresses of like having to do this and make chump change. But, I don't know. It's like a rock and a hard place. You know, I stay on here and don't get debates, don't get support, don't get traction, don't get any gains in the fundraiser or anything. Or I don't go on here and then risk none of those things even having the potential of growing. So, you know, it's like, what can you really do? Maybe I got to make more videos. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm not the expert because I don't go live on my own and I don't make many videos either. But, and I'm old. I don't really know. But,
well, you're not. We're twins.
We're the exact same age. We have the same birthday.
Twins.
That's right.
Yes, we're twins. That's how it works.
I think you should make more videos. You're so entertaining.
I appreciate it. Yeah, maybe I gotta make more videos.
Talk about issues, you know? Make videos.
Yeah. I think about it. I really should, or maybe some more comedy skits around them or something.
All of it. Yeah.
I don't know. My creative flow has just been a little in a funk in a while.
Yeah. Well, the world is not inspiring at the moment.
Yeah. Oh well. Looks like it's been 3 hours, although it feels like it's been fucking 6. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now. Let's take a look at who's live so we can send a little raid.
Raidy poo.
Little raidy bobady. It's a coin flip between Hector and Erica. Hector did come to my live.
They're both great.
They are both great. Does Hector have a debate? Let's raid Hector, because he came here for me today. So let's go ahead and raid Hector, everybody. Let's send a Jayden raid. I'll kick it off right now. Jayden raid. Head on over to Hector's live. Get him on in there. Maybe I'll pop on in, make a little appearance. But yeah, y'all head on over. Okay.
Hector's great
good
too.
Night.
I like Hector.
Indeed he is. Hector Talks. Head on over there, folks. I will catch y'all maybe later today. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Because I did say I would debate that awful fucking person. And I don't know. But
well, I'll see you later, Jayden. And if you do, I'll be watching.
Well, I thank you very much. Take care, Amber. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
At all?
No.
Because that's always a risky thing. At some point, no matter how this turns out, you're going to have to share.